Hello, I am Juice, and this is World of Warships Legends. Today we have a game from Mr. Zarkun in the Tier 6 Premium German cruiser, the Munich. Now, a lot of people like to call it the Munchen or the München, but I prefer to call it the Munich. You can fight me in the comments, I don't care. Now, me and Zarkun are doing a little replay swap. I've got a absolute banger in the Lenin that'll be up on his channel the same time you're seeing this, and hopefully he does a good job with it, as I intend to do with this one. Now, this game, on the outside and from the surface, kind of seems like a mediocre game. As you watch through it, you see just a good player playing well. But there's something at the end of this battle that we're going to talk about when the time comes. But until then, while the HE spam is happening, I want to talk about our good friend Zarkun. Now, when I was first starting out in the World of Warships Legends community, the first YouTuber I watched was, as I'm sure a lot of you can relate with, Spartan Elite 43. And then eventually I discovered more content creators like Teeble, The Hivehound, Silly Games, before he was a community contributor, and by extension, Mr. Zarkun here. Now, in my early days as a content creator on YouTube and just in the community in general, Zarkun has been one of my longest time supporters. He actually came onto a stream with me to celebrate me hitting 100 subscribers, which was huge for me. I felt so blessed that somebody with the size of community, somebody that I thought was a god among men, untouchable, somebody like Zarkun, would be open to play some games with somebody like me. Now, it didn't happen right away. It took him a little bit to warm up to me. But over time, I'd say we've become pretty good friends. Now, to take a look at the game, our good friend Zarkun here has been firing a couple spicy rounds at the two Bismarcks, which are unfortunately running away from ACAP. Not a good way to be playing this game, but Charles Martel has decided to dig in. Now, Charles Martel, as I'm sure you know, is one of Mr. Zarkun's favorite ships. And as someone who plays it a lot, he knows the strengths and weaknesses of that ship. One of the weaknesses of that ship, it is susceptible to German HE spam. But to be fair, with German quarter pens, so are a lot of ships. Now, Charles Martel is going to fire an AP salvo at Zarkun here, and it's going to do nothing because, unlike the Weimar, the Munich actually has armor. You may have, 4 less gun barrels, but I think this ship more than makes up for it. Now, as the HE spam is flung towards the Charles Martel, let's get back to the underlying topic at hand. Zarkun being one of my earliest and favorite supporters. Now, Zarkun's supporting me with this replay swap, as I'm sure you will come to find out in the coming days. He sent me this game. Granted, he's going to make some views and probably some money off of the game that I sent him, but it's also going to bring a lot of traffic my way, and it's one of the countless things that I am thankful to Zarkun for. Now, best way to put this, Zarky's one of my favorites. He always has been, and he always will. If you're looking for a chill streamer to watch, low sodium, just good vibes, solo play, Zarkun's the one to watch. If you're looking for a calming voice to listen to in the dark, if you want to watch World of Warships Legends videos, check out anything Zarkun is up. The man is an absolutely fabulous content creator. Everything he makes, pure gold. So as we work our way up the timeline of Zarkun and I, there was, I think, a couple streams that he and I did together on his channel and on mine, but one big one that comes to note was one that he and I actually didn't do together. I actually got Spartan on first stream when I hit 250. And me and Spartan were in a triple Nelson division MV Retro. Mr. Zarkun got into the same game on two brothers in his own Nelson. And the amount of salt that flowed from Spartan in that game was unmatched. To this day, I don't think Spartan has exhibited such condensed salt in high concentrations in a short amount of time. And Zarkun, being the absolute Chad that he is, took it as an opportunity to educate people about the strengths and weaknesses of the Nelson. It was his most played ship at the time. I think it still is. And it ended up being a really good learning experience for a lot of people. So he took that situation where he was at the, I'd say, negative end of Spartan's banter, but with Spartan, there really isn't a positive or a negative end of it. It's a game, it's just banter, and that's how Spartan gets on stream when he's playing. Personally, I think it's hilarious. He gets so into the game, but Zarkun took that opportunity to do something positive. And that was the moment that I knew, man, I love this guy. Back to the game. Moss just rushed to Bismarck and had something that we refer to as a Brumman. He has done very little damage to the Bismarck, taking very heavy damage in return, and even succumbing to the fire of the Bismarck secondaries. Not a very good play by the Moss. Now, Zarkun is using the islands to his advantage here. He's pushing out just a little bit too far, getting spotted, but he's got a fire on the Bismarck, and the HE's. Now, if you look at the damage in the top corner of the screen, he's sitting on 26,000 right now, ticking. And that Bismarck is going to be crying. Just the amount of HE spam flung his way. He's got a Georgia pushing into him. He's not having a very good Bismarck. Now, I can't say I blame the other one for running away immediately, but it definitely wasn't the right play. If you look at the damage numbers of the shells hitting the Bismarck, even with the German quarter penetration, some of these shells are still shattering, but the amount of just pure penetration alpha you get this thing, just insane. And the AP against broadsides absolutely slaps. This stuff is no joke. That was a low damage roll because it hit the belt. Into the superstructure, the stuff is no joke. Now, Zarkun's going to do one of my favorite strategies, which is very slowly reverse into the cap circle. Now, this is a very, very advanced super unicum strategy. A lot of streamers don't like to share this strategy, because if everybody knew this strategy, they would be far too powerful. You see, when you reverse into a cap, you create an escape route. And enemy ships are less likely to shoot at you because they think that you're kiting away. Nobody likes to shoot at kiting cruisers. That's how you keep seeing these 250,000 damage games in the Tago, Suzuya, Mogami, you name it. So it's a pretty excellent strategy. Now there's a Massachusetts employing the same strategy, except he's backing away from the enemy, which I thought was reserved for John Bart players. I guess it's spread to Massachusetts players. It may be contagious, we couldn't get too close to him. I'd say the best course of action here is to kill it with fire. And Zarkun understood the assignment. High explosive shells inbound. Now, here's an interesting talking point while the Massachusetts is burning. If you take a look at the ship composition on both teams, Zarkun's team is down 3 ships, enemy team 4. Look at the points. 290 to 550. Because Zarkun's team did the same thing the North spawn on this ACAP did, which was potato in and die or sail away. Either way, it wasn't profitable, and the team has had a severe cap disadvantage. Now, in Domination, it's not team deathmatch. This isn't shoot 'em up, kill 'em all, no cap, kill all. The capture circles and the objectives are very important. And something Zarkun has done with his positioning is push people away from the alpha capture. Now, oof. That is not going to be the last. But pushing people away from capture circles so you can later go in and cap them, it may not be as good as immediately capturing the circle, but denying it from the enemy team, while you're not gaining points from it, neither are they. And it's our team here giving up the Charlie cap so easily, and then in the beginning of the game giving up Bravo cap so easily. That caused this huge point swing. Now, the team's starting to drop like flies, and the roster's starting to get a lot more even. Only 4 ships left, so the Kraken's off the table. It's time for Zarkun to make his play. We've got a friendly destroyer in Bravo. All 4 of the enemy team's ships are closing in on the location of that cap circle. It is time to go on the defense. Charles Martel, 7.5 kilometers away. That's the same Charles Martel from earlier. Clearly did not learn his lesson about how to effectively fight a quick high explosive salvo at the Shenyang. Not sure how to pronounce that. Yields good results, broken engine, some defender ribbons, and just look at the disgusting penetration damage of Charles Martel. This thing is no joke. It may not be a high explosive alpha damage, but you're penetrating more often than other ships of caliber. It's incredible just how much alpha damage you get out of these tiny little guns. These things have built-in EOP, but better. Now, Zarkun's making a play for BCAP here. The Shenyang and the Suzuya are trying to lock it down as best they can, but Suzuya makes a fatal mistake here. Remember that armor piercing I was telling you about earlier? Well, it's about to go to work. 1, 2, 3, and dead. For Zarkun's first kill of the game, 103,000 damage, 1 kill. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Man's clearly been doing work. Shenyang decides it's time to retreat, and BTF out of dodge. Now, he's caught in the hydroacoustic surge right now, which at 5 kilometers away, unfortunately, isn't going to last much. But he's going to get some good damage. Now, you see, this is a good example of map awareness, another super Unicum strategy. Looking at the mini-map, it's incredible how many people have not figured this out yet. So he was able to anticipate the Vladivostok coming around the corner and turn accordingly. Rear guns firing, and we can't focus on that just. The Vladivostok has to go down quickly so the destroyer can be doubled. The enemy team still has a sizable point lead, but with the Vladivostok going down and the Bravo capture being flipped, that is very soon. Amalfi gets himself an arsonist, so I suppose that one wasn't quite a yoink. I find it ironic though. Zarkun is one of the, as far as I know, biggest advocates for kill securing. I'll throw up example of a game that he was perfectly alright with. Now, kill securing is when somebody else is taking a ship down to low health, you've got a salvo loaded, he would rather you fire at the ship and sink it than hold salvos. Now, it's a chivalrous thing to do to hold your salvo, so somebody else can get the kill if they're on 3-4 kills looking for a Kraken. So I suppose some of these weren't quite yoink. The biggest yoink of all is going to be the Shenyang running away holding the game hostage. But I just find it ironic that the biggest advocate for kill securing spent the entire game getting kill secure. $112,000 damage, 248 shell hits, 1 kill, 1 solo cap. I know what you're thinking, you know, minute left of this battle, that's not likely going to go very much higher. He might kill the destroyer, he might not. I'll give you a hint, the destroyer's going to hold the game hostage. But this was just, from the outside, an average game. You'd think, oh, this isn't a video, this isn't, you know, big, I came here to see big damage, this isn't what I paid for, I've been ripped off. I want to see big number, I want to see this, I want to see that, I want to see a Kraken, I want to see a solo warrior, but it's, what a lot of people don't realize is just playing a good game is actually, in some cases, better than sweating out a quote unquote good game. So this, I'll admit, above average game, but from the outside, you'd play this game and you'd think, all right, that was a good game. 5 seconds left on the clock. We're about to see why just playing a good game, not chasing damage, playing objectives, and playing smart pays off massively. 113,000 damage and 3,395 base experience. That right there should be everything that you need to see from this. Playing objectives, playing smart, choosing targets, and knowing when to push is how you have a good game in any ship, let alone the
Munich.
people think the Weimar has power crept the ship. I think that this thing is just as strong as it ever was. And that was Mr. Zarkoon in the Munich. I want to thank everybody that tuned in for watching the video. I kind of lost the point a little bit, went a little off track, but I had some things in my mind I wanted to say, and I don't script these videos, so it just came out and how it wanted to come out. Recorded in one take. Recorded in one take. Now how it is. Now, I hope Mr. Zarkoon has done something excellent with the game I sent him. Quite a bit more action-packed. This game was Zarkoon's School of Aiming and the Super Unicum Academy for winning games. I want you guys to go over to Zarkoon's channel, check out the game that I sent him, slap subscribe while you're there, maybe tune in a stream or two. I've got a Discord linked in the pinned comment. Slap like if you liked the video. Hit the subscribe button if you feel like subscribing and seeing more videos. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Peace out.